Planet Coaster 2 has finally had its big bug fix update, and alongside this huge update, they have also gone and released a brand new DLC with a MACK Extreme spinner in it. We've been waiting for this for so long, now we just need the swing launch into Mint Blitz, please. But the Big M Ultra Spin roller coaster in-game is based off of the likes of Time Traveler and Ride to Happiness in real life. And with me having ridden Ride to Happiness various times, and it literally being in my top 2 roller coasters in the world, I thought this was a perfect time to start building a brand new recreation. Here you can behold the Ride to Happiness. We're going to build the station building, some of the area, and of course the main coaster itself in this episode. There'll probably be one more episode and then the POV will release. So if you do enjoy it and you do want to stay tuned for this entire mini series, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on the run to 100,000 subscribers now, which is crazy. So if you want to help towards that goal, it'd be greatly appreciated. Hello and welcome back to another Planet Coaster 2 recreation mini-series. I know I did 13 right when the game sort of released, or even before the game released. Thank you, Frontier, for giving me early access. Still very grateful for that. I did build 13 at Alton Towers, and I thought, oh, you know what, my next recreation will leave it a bit of work on my custom park. Nothing's going to really happen, and no rides are going to release that I really want to build a recreation of. I was wrong. Because basically, the other week or so, Frontier again very kindly gave us the information about the new update and about the sort of free things that were coming, such as the supports, the fireworks, everything like that, and sort of gave us an insight into what they were working on, which we're very grateful for. But they also told us that a DLC would be coming out and there would be a ride called the Big M Ultra Spin. Now, I hadn't seen photos of it, but I could kind of guess what that was going to be. So as you can see, I'm actually in the previous version of the game before the update today, if you're watching this on the day of release. And I'm actually building around a normal MACK ride coaster because, well, the ride wasn't out yet, the Extreme Spinner, because the DLC was still yet to come out. This is a few days beforehand, and I thought I'd make a head start on making the Ride to Happiness. If you don't know what the Ride to Happiness is, it's a roller coaster at Plopsalanderpan in Belgium. A funny name for a theme park, isn't it? But it's located in Belgium, and it's a MACK Extreme Spinner coaster, and it is one of the best roller coasters in the world. And that's not me just saying that. There are so many enthusiasts and people in general that have just ridden that ride and instantly rated it as one of the best. Some people say it's too much to handle. That's how mad it is. But obviously, it does inversions, launches, all while spinning, which is just so out of control, it's unbelievable. But as said, it is literally in my top 2 roller coasters in the world. Voltron does beat it, only just, but I just love it so much. And that is why, as soon as I heard that a Big M Ultra Spin, of course Big M is MACK Rides in this game, as soon as I heard that that was coming to the game and it was pretty much confirmed that that was going to be a MACK spinner, I had to build it. I had to build it. Now, of course, this is actually going to be a bit of a longer video because you can see, as I said already, I'm actually building it around the MACK ride that's, well, the MACK Hypercoaster, MACK Launch Coaster, whatever you want to call it, that was in the game anyway. I'm building it around that. So I actually do a lot of the station and the theming and the area first before I build the coaster. So this is going to be a long time lapse. I'm going to be yapping for some time. Some of you might like that, some of you might not. So my apologies or thanks. I don't know what I'm saying. Either way, talking of the DLC, I thought we could go into a little bit about what I've seen so far in the update and that DLC that has released. So let's start a bit about the update. I probably should actually talk you through what I'm doing here. I'm making the first station facade point where you see the coaster come out and do the JoJo roll at the start where it goes into that first inversion. That's what I'm doing. And I'm making these weird pieces because I've had to use so many different pieces to make this. It's crazy, and I'll talk more about that later. But the DLC and the update. The update so far, from what I've seen, the flumes they are still working on, but they've updated them slightly. They still look a bit broken, which is a shame, but hopefully that will get fixed in due course. And alongside that, they've obviously added loads of coaster supports, glass pieces, fireworks, and from what I've seen of them, I haven't really played around with them too much. I'm going to be doing that in my live stream tonight at 7 PM, or it's already happened if you're watching this on another day. Sorry you missed it, but I'm going to be playing around with them all on there, so I have no idea what to expect right now. so far from what I've seen, it does look good. It looks like a good fix and a good update. But yeah, there's still a few more steps that they need to take to fully maximize the potential of Planet Coaster 2. Let's talk about the DLC factor. I do really wish that this Max Spinner and the other 4 rides that came with it were just a free update, because there's nothing stopping them from actually making it a free update. I know, of course, we had DLCs in Planet Coaster 1. We had like the Spooky Pack and the studio stuff, but that came with scenery and rides. I know there was one which was purely rides, but there were more rides in that than there was in this one for Planet Coaster 2. But either way, the rides are pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the 2 coasters they've added. They've added the MACK Extreme Spinner, as you can see. That's the whole reason I'm making this video. And they have also added a Vekoma launch coaster, one of the family ones like Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. And I'm really excited to build one of each of those in my custom park as well. I think they're great models of coasters to choose. Quite surprised they went for the Vekoma family launch coaster, actually. I think it's quite it's not one that's very common in theme parks. I literally think Big Bear Mountain is the only one that exists, but I might be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. But either way, welcome addition. The flat rides, apparently one of them, I was speaking to some friends, apparently one of them is from the old game, which is quite surprising. And at the same time, the other ones, I don't think I'm going to use them too much. But to see some more flat rides in the game, it's good, I guess. It's good to see. But I do wish, as I said, that it was a free update. But as you can see, we're doing a lot of pathing work. The pathing tool is still amazing in this game. I absolutely love the pathing tool. Putting some foliage down some trees. A lot of the reference images I was using for this ride were quite old and when it was being constructed. So it looked very sort of not grown in. So I've had to try and change that and actually go sort of on my own way and make it more grown in. There's definitely photos around of it being more grown in, and I just haven't looked it up because I'm stupid. But either way, I've gone on my own and done a little bit more foliage for the ride. One thing I did want to say, a lot of people were saying with my 13 recreation that it was a shame that I didn't make it a blueprint. Of course, in the game you can put things on the workshop, and you can also put blueprints, or you can put parks. So a lot of people have been making blueprint coasters where people can sort of, download it, put it in their own parks as a sole coaster, and that is it. With the theming, with the pathways and stuff now, that's really cool. The thing is about this one as well, this was originally going to be a blueprint coaster and ride that you guys could download and just stick it in your parks if you want to. But the piece count, it was the same for 13. The piece count, building some of the scenery items and some of the buildings. You can see that building on the left, all of the intricate details. Each one of those details is so many pieces that the station and this maintenance bay alone is not it doesn't let me make it a blueprint. There's too many pieces in it. It's ridiculous. So yeah, this will be a park to download eventually. It will not be a blueprint, which is a shame. I might put the coaster up just as a blueprint on itself, on its own. But no, I can't put the whole thing up because it's too many pieces, man. Why do I do this to myself? But talking of those many pieces and many intricate details, as you can see, I'm creating the sort of decals and the gold trims and everything that are on all of the buildings in the Ride to Happiness area. This is just a lot of playing around with the mythology stuff to try and make what looks good from a distance but doesn't look great from up close. So if you're going to download this park, please do not zoom in on the decals on the walls because they look horrendous, but from afar they look fine. So that was the whole goal with that. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. And over there, that little archway you can see on the right that's open, that is the entrance to the queue line. I have ran into an issue already with the queue line and I haven't really started it yet. The maintenance building underneath where that queue line is indoors, completely fine. I can fit that all in. The indoor bit just before you go into the station up those stairs that's under the station, that indoor piece of queue line, it won't fit because the station has too much support underneath it, even though I've turned off supports on it. Yeah, it's really annoying, but I'm going to have to deal with it. I'll have to make a makeshift queue line or something to sort of deal with that whilst it's bad. Hopefully, still, that is the one gripe I have with this game right now that I run into a problem with every single time I use it. It's the station sizes. Please, Frontier, decrease the station sizes. But that cuts quite nicely because now we're in a different time period. Because as you can see, I am building the actual Ride to Happiness roller coaster itself. The station is too big to fit in the building I made. I thought the train might be a little bit smaller, but it's huge, so I'm going to have to work around that. As you can see, there's a bit of queue line there, and I'm working on this final turn into the brake run, because that bit's quite, I don't know, important. A brake run is always important. If you don't have a brake run on a roller coaster, what are you doing? But that is important to link up with the sort of final airtime hills and stuff, so I made sure I did that first. As you can see, got the JoJo roll going in, the very slow roll to start off with. I absolutely love that element on the ride. It is so good. Like, you don't even have to have a fast start to a ride. It is so slow and it's so perfect. It's one of the best starts to a ride I've ever been on. As you can see, it goes through there. I love the spinning mechanics on this as well. You can actually control per track piece how much it spins degree per second, which I thought was quite interesting. Obviously, the MACK Extreme spinners are a controlled spin. It's not just free spin like the marathon ones. So you can control the amount it spins. So for instance, on the launch, I made it spin more than it does when it goes through the JoJo roll and stuff. So it's just really, the creativity is incredible. I absolutely love it. Obviously, I have been building this coaster and this coaster only during the update, and that live stream I will find out what I'm actually going to be seeing in the rest of the update, such as the onload and offload stations. I haven't even tested that out yet. Oh, I've got so much to do, so much to see. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I've literally been focusing on this. It's like when I got the game early access, everyone else was like looking at all the details in the game of what's wrong with it, what are they finding that's buggy. And I was just building 13. I was loving life. I literally, that is all I did when I had early access to this game. And then I did my live streams and stuff. And then I started to sort of experiment with the water slides and stuff. But yeah, literally, first thing I did, I don't know what to do, I'm building 13. That was literally my reaction when I first booted up the game. So likewise, with this update, I literally booted it up and went, right, I'm going to build Ride to Happiness because I know what I'm doing. And from there, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Maybe build some of my custom park, or in that live stream, I'll probably discover everything, won't I? So, yeah. As you can see, building the banana roll on the ride. This is a strange inversion you don't often see, but the one on Ride to Happiness is even weirder, because usually with a banana roll, you just go straight up, roll over a little bit like a cobra roll sort of does, but not really, and you just go straight back down again. Whereas Ride to Happiness seems to bank outwards, then inwards, and then bank outwards and inwards again. So as you can see, it's a weird, like, I don't even know how to explain that shape, but you can see the shape. It was a bit complicated to do because I've not really built anything like that before. So it worked out pretty well. And then we go into a circular 360-degree loop. This was also a pain in the backside to make because I kept trying to do one version of a loop and it was too tall, so then I'd do another one and then it was too small, and then the next one was, yeah, it was quite a pain to do. But that's what we love about recreations, the painfulness of trying to get things right, and especially trying to move that loop. What is going on? Some of the stuff in this game does make me laugh, I can't lie, but as you can see, we finally got there with the loop. And we go into that next inversion. I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out, that main section of the ride. Obviously, that is all over a lake. There's nothing else beneath it, no theming or anything. Purely just a lake of water. And I do like the fact that in this game you can get like muggy water and like rough water, calm water and stuff like that. I do think that's quite cool. So I used the slightly muggy water in this one because that's how it is in real life. So yeah, realism, guys. As you can see, going into the zero-G barrel roll corkscrew type thing there, and then we head into one of the weaker parts of the ride, which is just an overbank towards the next launch. I don't know why they decided to just have that little break towards that portion of the ride. I don't know whether it was intentional or whether it was slower than they thought. I don't know. But I guess it's an alright part of the ride. It's not my favourite, it's probably the weakest part, like I said. But now we go into that second launch. It does have a second launch if you don't know, and it's an airtime hill launch, so even crazier, going over an airtime hill launch after you've just been upside down many times, then spinning completely round and round, going over that airtime hill. And then following that, you go into a double, I think it's a snake dive it's called, because it's like a double roll. It's incredible, absolutely incredible ride, but getting it right was not incredible. It took a very long time to actually sort of perfect, and I don't even think I've perfected it yet. As you can see, going up into the roll there, It was really difficult, actually, having built the area first and then having to try and build the coaster around it. I usually build the coaster and then build the area around it. That's what you usually do. But obviously, with me wanting to get a head start, it was a bit strange, but I kind of enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed it. And we got there in the end. As you can see, it's not the most perfect profiling, but I did go and smooth it over and make sure it was actually all right. I did test it a few times, so you can see me pause in and speeding it up. There you go. You can't tell the full speed, but it was flying through it at that point, hence why I increased the height. And after that sort of dive, you then go into the 3 final airtime hills, including that one little turn in the middle, which no one remembers because the airtime hills on this ride towards the end are absolutely insane. Like, I don't think there's any stronger airtime. Maybe Voltron does have stronger airtime, or maybe an RMC or something, but those 2 hills right at the end, absolutely absurd. And I built them and I thought that train is going way too fast over it, and then I realized that's how it is in real life. So yeah, you could tell it goes quite fast through them. As you can see, it's sort of linking up here. Like I said, the brake run, very important because it links straight up with those 2 last airtime hills, and it's just a straight line, so it's easier to work backwards from that. And as you can see, I'm doing that right here. The clearance on that was ridiculous. It's not that bad in real life, so I will fix that at some point. Don't you worry. But as you can see, I'm about to link it up for the first time, and the ride will actually complete its first proper run. Smoothing it over a little bit. And yeah, there you go. It's completed its first run. How about we go into real time and go and have a look at the Ride to Happiness so far. So as you can see, we are here at the Ride to Happiness, a very peaceful area, I feel like. It's very tranquil, very nice, until the coaster comes running right over that snake dive. There it goes, all the way down. Clearance is a lot better on that, past the trees. And yeah, I guess from the time lapse, it was all in the wrong color as well, the track, but now it's all in the right color. Over the 2 airtime hills, look how fast it goes over that. Ridiculous. But as you can see, we've added loads of different like plants around, trees and stuff, and we've even got like a seating area over here, which is in real life, obviously. What is that pole doing? We've also got these weird flower things, which I believe are lamps that hang over the actual pathways and stuff, which is pretty cool. This is all work in progress. As you can see, there's like some eatery place there, and obviously the shop there, there's no doors on it, so I need to fix that. And yeah, as you can see, we have the main entrance / the maintenance building and the main station building itself with toilets underneath. Very well equipped. But yeah, this station building, the amount of pieces that went into those windows, like the sort of the pieces around the circle in the center, and of course like the sort of rims of the actual roof and stuff, is ridiculous. I keep saying ridiculous, I'm sorry. But there's still more pieces to go because even though I probably photoshopped it in the thumbnail, that window needs to be done, and so does that window there. So you'll probably see them in the next episode. And yeah, the train right here, of course, that is the generic train model in the game. I will be making a custom train for this ride, and it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm very excited to give it a go. And one major thing that I'm very excited to work on is the custom supports, because as much as the supports in the game aren't actually too bad for this coaster currently, there are a few missing. So this hasn't got any supports on it throughout that entire bit of the roll, and neither does this entire bit here. So I definitely need to make some custom supports. So that'll be happening next episode too. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this very long episode, probably my longest Planet Coaster 2 episode ever. And yeah, if you want to see more long videos like this, then subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much for watching.